Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel SS Analysis. First of all, I would like to tell you that if you are watching this video first time, subscribe my channel to see my more upcoming videos on analysis of different commodities and equity indices. And second important thing is to watch this video till its end to understand this solid to take your decision. Your work will motivate me to be regular in working more hard for you. So let's start the day to analyze the movements of natural gas futures in the daily time frame here. So here you can see that how the natural gas futures continue to struggle since November 11 at the lowest 5.174. So here you can see that how the natural gas futures continue to trade in a range bound manner after a sharp downward move. When the natural gas futures found a sharp downward move after facing a stiff resistance at the lowest 5.880 on November 4th. Since then, the natural gas futures remained under selling pressure and finally found a big down well below the low end of HM cloud on November 9th. So here you can see that how the natural gas futures continue to struggle to find a breakout well above the low end of HM cloud since November 10th, when the natural gas futures tested a low at the $4.726. So here you can see that how the natural gas futures continue to struggle but could not find a breakout well above this immediate resistance at the $5.178. And here you can see that how the natural gas futures found a steep upward move on November 28th, when the natural gas futures found a breakout well above the upper end of HM cloud on November 26, but could not sustain there and continued to slide since November 29th from the levels of $5.191. So this slide continued to drag down the natural gas futures up to the levels of $4.040, where the natural gas futures found some support. And finally, once again, the natural gas futures tried to move upward on December 3rd, but a sharp sell-off was there. Well, from the levels of $4.286, so this resulted in the formation of this exhaustive candle on December 3rd, and finally the natural gas futures started the next week, well, with a gap down opening on December 6th, and continued to remain well below the 200 days moving average in the daily time frame. Here and here you can see that how the natural gas futures continue to struggle well below the 200 days moving average during the whole month of December, and finally tried to sustain well above the 200 days moving average with a breakout move on December 27th, but could not sustain there for long and finally found a sharp sell-off on December 29th from the levels of $4.265, when the natural gas futures tried to move upward, and this resulted in the formation of one more exhaustive candle on December 29th, and this exhaustion got confirmation with the formation of one more exhaustive candle on December 30th, when the natural gas futures finally tested a low at the 3.533. So friends, here I find that finally the natural gas futures found some support on December 31st, when the natural gas futures found some bounce back and finally closed the year at the levels of $3.730. So friends, here I find that the overall trend looks very indecisive, because here I find that still we are at the verge of a winter season where many analysts are talking about the advent of a polar vortex during the mid of January, and if it is materialized, then the natural gas futures could find a sudden upward move from the mid of January to mid of February. We could find a sudden surge in natural gas futures, because here I find that first 15 days of January could remain colder in the central US, west could remain warmer, but overall trend could be supportive for the natural gas bulls. So friends, here I find that technically here I find that the natural gas futures could find a decisive move. For that, the natural gas futures will have to take a gap up here, well, equal to this gap down. Here I find that if the natural gas futures start the upcoming week, well, with the equal gap up opening, what we have seen here during this gap down, if we find an equally gap up here on the first trading session of the upcoming week, we'll see a breakout move well above the 200 days moving average, because here I find that a breakout well above the 200 days moving average could push the natural futures to test the next resistance at the 4.297, where the next resistance can be seen during the upcoming week, and the second resistance will be at the 4.436. But here a breakout will find one more resistance at the 26 days moving average, which is currently at the levels of the 4.549. So friends, here I find that if the natural futures start the upcoming week well above the 200 days moving average in a daily time frame, then only we can expect an uptrend for the upcoming week. And on the low side, if the natural futures find a breakdown well below the immediate support at the levels of the 3.536, we'll see a sharp downward move well up to the levels of the 3.317, from where a sharp bouncing move can be expected well back up to the levels of the 4.151. But here, a breakdown well below this immediate support could drag down the natural futures to test the levels of the 3.128. Undoubtedly, this could be a major support for natural bulls. Well, from the levels of the 3 to the 3.138, the natural futures could try to consolidate here in case of a sharp downward move. But here, the natural bulls could find a buying opportunity to go long if the weather remains supportive during the mid of January, because here I find that during the mid of January to mid of February, the weather could be extremely supportive, because here I find that the announcement of polar vortex will turn the whole scenario in favor of bulls, where the natural bulls could try to test the levels of the 5 during the mid of January 2022. So friends, here the natural futures could remain extremely volatile during the upcoming month of January 2022. So be ready for an action. So friends, here I find that during the upcoming week, the natural futures could find a wider trading range from the levels of the 3.317 to the 4.728. The natural futures could remain extremely volatile amid this zone, and here a breakout well out of this trading range could be very decisive, because that will decide the final direction move for the month of January and February 2022. So thank you friends, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to share this video with your more and more friends. Thank you.